Katie O'Keefe, and you're watching this week's Sustainable Building News. Some cities are starting to ask a question that used to be unthinkable. What if we can't stay? A new report from The Guardian looks at what's happening in New Orleans, where sea levels are rising, land is sinking, and the long-term future is getting harder to ignore. Parts of the region are losing ground faster than almost anywhere else in the country. Flood risk is increasing, and the cost of staying protected keeps going up. So now the conversation is shifting from resilience to relocation, and that's a big deal, because for decades the focus has been build higher levees, strengthen infrastructure, protect what's there. But this raises a harder question. What happens when resilience has limits? New Orleans is becoming a case study in something the rest of the country may have to face, especially in coastal and flood-prone regions. Click the link in the notes to read the full article. Turner Construction, the largest contractor in the U.S., is rolling out its AI-powered tool, Safety Coach, to the entire industry, and it's for free. It's basically a virtual safety consultant in your pocket. Workers can ask questions in plain language or upload photos and get instant feedback based on OSHA standards and real safety frameworks. It's already been tested on Turner projects with over 25,000 field interactions. For example, a worker builds scaffolding, snaps a photo, and gets immediate input. Looks good, or check your cross bracing. That's a shift. Safety has always relied on training and supervision. Now it's becoming real-time, on demand, and in the field. Here's a policy issue to keep an eye on. Federal home efficiency and electrification rebates may still have a fighting chance. Nearly $9 billion was approved through the Inflation Reduction Act for two point-of-sale programs. One is Homes, which rewards whole house energy savings, and then there's Here, which helps low and moderate income households pay for electrification upgrades. DOE guidance still lists rebates of up to $8,000 for efficiency projects and $8,000 for heat pumps, depending on state rules. The funds were paused after a change in the administration, but in mid-April, Energy Secretary Chris Wright said DOE is wrapping up its review and funds could be released in a matter of weeks. The bottom line is the rebates aren't dead, but they're not fully live either. As states start turning them on, they could quietly become a major driver of retrofit and electrification demand, especially as energy costs rise. Buy American is about to get stricter. Senators Tammy Baldwin and Jim Banks just introduced a bill to enforce Build America, Buy America rules. This closes loopholes on federally funded projects. This means more demand for U.S.-made materials, potential cost and supply chain shifts, and tighter compliance for builders. The same rules exist, they're just now going to be enforced. We'll keep you posted on how it fares as it moves through the legislative system. That's policy. Now let's talk market behavior. Our cognition hot take this week is about older buyers, specifically what the market is getting wrong about older buyers. They're not downsizing, they're upgrading on their terms. Demand for 55-plus communities is surging, driven by Gen X entering the market and bringing serious purchasing power with them. Over half of these buyers are shopping in the $500,000 to $1 million range, and 60% are paying cash. But here's the real insight. Most don't actually want to move. 75% say they want to age in place, and many will until the right product shows up. So what gets them to move? It's not size and it's not price. It's experience. They're looking for homes that support independence, health, and long-term livability. Indoor air quality, comfort, wellness, these are the features they'll pay for. The 55-plus market isn't about smaller homes, it's about smarter ones. And builders who understand that shift, they're the ones participating in a $900 billion opportunity. What does a truly high-performance home look like in real life? At Vision House Austin, the answer shows up in the utility bills. An amazing negative 62 average monthly bill. This all-electric solar-powered home is generating more energy than it uses, with excess power sent back to the grid. But the real story is how it got there. It started with passive design, orientation, shading, and airflow, then layered in high-performance materials, smart appliances, and energy systems that optimize usage in real time. The result? Lower costs, higher comfort, and built-in resilience. The house is practical sustainability personified, and you can find it on the Vision House tab on our website. Well, let's head out west. Wildfire codes are becoming one of the most important forces shaping where and how we build. But did you know only 2 states currently enforce statewide wildfire building codes? Several others are trying, but stalled, delayed, or left to local control. Meanwhile, wildfire risk is rising and homes themselves are part of the problem. One fire-safe home doesn't matter much if the neighborhood isn't built to the same standard. That's why policymakers are starting to look at building codes, not just individual actions, as the real lever. A new article by Headwaters Economics breaks down where each state stands, what's changing, and why it matters for builders, insurers, and communities. Click the link in the notes to access it. The Colorado River is hitting a breaking point, and now we're getting some real action. Arizona, California, and Nevada just advanced a plan to stabilize the system through 2028. It involves more than 3.2 million acre-feet of water savings, including 1.25 million acre-feet in annual cuts already proposed, plus at least 700,000 acre-feet in additional conservation, with a goal of pushing that closer to 1 million. It's all aimed at protecting Lake Mead and Lake Powell, which are approaching critical levels. This plan is essentially a short-term bridge, buying time through 2028 while longer-term rules are negotiated. A new report from Trades Futures highlights a critical gap in construction, getting people from training into actual jobs. The organization supports 200-plus apprenticeship readiness programs across 34 states, serving more than 7,700 participants. These programs build the pipeline, but placement varies widely. Some place 75% of graduates into apprenticeships, others closer to 10%. The difference comes down to pathways. Top programs align closely with unions and contractors, time graduations to hiring cycles, and support participants with real barriers like transportation, childcare, and application readiness. Because here's the issue. Demand may be strong nationally, but opportunity is local and it's often misaligned. When timing slips, candidates drop out or wander off to other opportunities. If the industry wants more skilled workers, it can't just train them, it has to build the bridge from classroom to job site. Get a copy of the report in our links. In a recent episode of The Valuation Metric, Sarah Gutterman sits down with Dennis Webb, former VP of Operations at Fulton Homes, who helped turn energy efficiency, indoor air quality, and healthy homes into a competitive advantage, not a cost center. His insight is simple and disruptive. Housing forgot what retail never did. Put the customer first because buyers don't just want a house, they want to understand how it lives, how it feels, what it costs over time, and whether they can trust the company behind it. You can listen to the full pod here on the Green Builder Media Network. For right now, here's a sample.
I think the main differentiation, the main difference is the fact that retailers look at their customers as the most important part of their operation, and where home builders do not. Home builders tend to look at their product that they build and their stock price and things of that nature as the most important thing, and many times forgetting the retail buyer at all.
Our editor's product pick tackles hard water the smart way. The Nuvo Pro 2000 prevents and breaks down scale without salt or harsh chemicals, using a citrus-based formula that reduces sediment, chlorine, and iron while keeping beneficial minerals intact. Multi-stage filtration plus UV protection delivers cleaner, better-tasting water from every tap, and a built-in smart valve adds leak detection and real-time alerts. No electricity, no wastewater, and less reliance on bottled water. If you're serious about high-performance building, we have a great opportunity just for our Green Builder Media audience that checks a lot of CEU boxes. Learning Edge just launched a high-performance home masterclass series, a 6-session webinar program focused on building science, energy efficiency, and real-world application. The program runs June 18th through July 30th. See the link in the notes for a coupon code for $90 off. Attending it gets you 12 credits, ASHI for ASHI, 15 credits for BPI, 1.5 credits for ICC, and 15 credits for ResNet. And on the topic of education, don't forget to register for our free virtual 10th annual Sustainability Symposium. It's coming up June 3rd through 4th and is 2 half days that will leave you inspired, educated, and energized to keep doing the great sustainability work you do. The link is in the notes along with our updated calendar of important industry events. That's the show. Thanks for watching.
Before you click away, make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. And don't miss the daily coverage on sustainability, housing, and what's next for home building at greenbuildermedia.com. Stay informed, stay ahead.